Welcome back to Citizen Arcane, where we discuss pretty much whatever is on my mind. Usually that is minor league sports and books. Today I'm going to go over a few biographies of Donald Goines. I recently finished the last of the books that was attributed to Goines during that 4-year period when he was really cranking them out, frankly. And I had not read Donald Writes No More, so I finally got a copy of that. Again, Eddie Stone is also a figure of some import historically, and I'm going to read A Victim of Rape as soon as I can find a copy. If anybody else has read that, please do let me know in the comments. And I did want to just note a few YouTube videos that are quite good on the subject, and I'll link those down below. Speaking of links, please do like, subscribe, and share this video, and click on some of our links below because we are trying to move some products. But that said, House of Nostalgia did a pretty good video about Goines' life, and I think that's only about a year old. I mention that because the Seven the General video I think is about 7 years old, and YouTube videos just age differently than books do, but I think they're very valuable. And then the last one is on the Real Rap Show, which is more, as I recall, about Goines' legacy in the music industry and things of that nature. But there was a book that I have not read. It's just a basic biography of Goines by Waylon Christian Terran, and I haven't read it because people say it's just a compilation of Wikipedia links and things of that nature, so it doesn't sound like it's going to be very interesting. But I had read The Low Road by Eddie Ballin, and that one was a good book. My big criticism of that one is that it seemed like he was kind of a fan, and so he didn't emphasize many of the negatives about Goines' life. And but it was readable. It was pretty short, as I recall. And you know, the interesting parts about Donald Goines are not the most angelic parts. Some of the stuff that I really wanted to find out about is dealt with much better in Donald Writes No More, including, you know, how he got into the Air Force much younger than should have been legal even at that time. And you know, I've always been confused. I thought he was in Korea, but apparently he was in Japan for his service. I guess he did get his honorable discharge, and but I guess that's where he got introduced to heroin. And you know, this one didn't really spend a lot of time in that, and it reminded me of another couple of books that are sort of in a similar field. There's a biography of John Holmes called John Holmes: A Life Measured in Inches, that really got into how he sort of fell into the porn industry as opposed to the hedgehog, what's his name, Ron Jeremy. He has a book called The Hardest Working Man in Porn, I think it is. And of course, he got into porn basically because he wanted to. So John Holmes fell into porn, and you know, for a while really had money, apparently. Like, he actually, it worked out well for him until later on he got into cocaine and that sort of thing. Whereas Ron Jeremy sought it out, and of course he just had no empathy for anybody else, which, you know, I feel like Goines always did have empathy for his characters, even the most insidious of them. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is just that some people, I feel like, get into the netherworld of crime and drugs and all of that because they sort of fall into it, and some people seek it out. And I feel like Goines, coming from his background, really did sort of seek it out. And that said, I would definitely give that a read. Donald Writes No More is a very good book, and it does not, unfortunately, get into enough about Shirley Shipp. I wanted to know more about her. That was, I guess, his common law wife. I don't know if she had ever prostituted for him or not. If anybody has any information on that, let me know. And of course, the night of the murder, which Eddie Stone's book clearly says there were 2 white men that came in, but of course there were never any arrests. It sounds like the investigation was kind of perfunctory, and nobody knows, you know, what happened. So, you know, the fact that everybody seems to agree that it was 2 white men, it just makes it feel like it was a planned hit, and it wasn't somebody from the circles where he was getting his drugs, like maybe a bad deal or something. But again, if anybody has any information, please put it in the comments. Thanks very much and have a great day.